Oh, hello! Well, coming up on today's Retro Robbins Show, we're going back to 89. Oh, yes, indeed we are. We're going to have a look at this. We're going to have a look at this. We're going to review some more games. And we're going to see what we can do about that Commodore versus Spectrum. And yes, it's time that the Spectrum puts the hammer down. So join me now for some more retro fun with a little bit of 8-bit with Retro Robbins. Coming up now. Titles. Welcome to the Retro Robbins Show with me, Wayne, of course. So if you love a bit of 8-bit and a bit of vintage gaming, you're in the right place. We're not actually going back to 1989 like I said on the video. No, that's just a sneak preview of something I've got coming up. Yeah, we'll be going back to 1989, probably the episode or next episode afterwards. So which year are we going back to? We're going back to 1990, Italia 90. Although I'm not sure that's such a good thing, to be honest. Yes, we're going to have a look at a couple of new games. We're going to re-review some old games from out of the particular magazine in 1990 that I'm about to tell you about, which was April, Crash number 75, and it was £1.70. Wow. A few Crash smashes in that was Hammer Fist, 95%, and Rainbow Islands got 94% in that particular issue, as well as is Spectrum eventually going to put the hammer down on Commodore and start to pull away? Well, you'll find out later in the show when Commodore versus Spectrum, or Spectrum versus Commodore. Either way, there's a fighter coming. So what's the first game we're going to be talking about today? Well, actually you can see it there on the big screen, just on the rubber keyboard on the right side and left side of the smiley face. So two games we're going to have a look and have a little bit of a review of it. In the meantime, just to let you know, today's use of computers are the Toast Rack, which is providing the AY sound, and of course the Omni 128, as well as the Engo clone of the Spectrum Next. So remember, all of today's program is run on real hardware, no emulation, no laptop computers or anything like that, simulation in sight here. To use anything else would be a bit of a sin. So we're going to have a look at real games on real hardware. That's right, I'll be using a real Commodore 64. So let's move on to today's first game. So before we move on to the next game, we've got to first of all zoom in so as you get a nice big picture. And here we go. I think that would just about do it. What do you reckon? A bit closer. And you can see the cassette there at the front, and of course with me moving the camera forwards, I have to move myself forwards as well. So the game we're going to look at is Space Monsters Meets the Hardy, and I've seen this before and I've played it a couple of times and I'm still no good at it, but you know, we're going to give it a go anyway, so why not? Let's have a look at the game. We're going to have a little wait at the loading screen. And there's the loading screen, nice big chunky colourful graphics, and we've got AY Clash. Sounds a bit familiar, that tune, doesn't it, eh? Right then. Nice music, I have to say. So let you have a look at the bit of the screen. The information is there for you to have a quick browse through. So you've got keyboard, Sinclair, Kenston or cursor, and because I've got the Kenston joystick at hand, not in its usual place on the floor, but believe me you, it will probably end up there before this show is over, because I've only got a small shelf and I keep knocking it off. Oops. Okay then. So we want to go to, what was it, 3 for Kenston, was it? Yeah. So you click that, and this game is quite fast moving. Well, like the laser. Before you can move on, you've got a certain amount of time. Very, very nicely done. And now we move to the next level. It gets easier. Oh, I just lost a bit of energy because I went over that little like electric shock type thing. Oops. Need to get down there now. That's it. See if we can find another one of those. dreadful shot. Whoa, got it. So now we need to get out of here. Whoops, get out of here. Whoop. Just got him in the nick of time. Have you noticed there's more than 2 or 3 colours on the screen at once there? Bit of clever coding going on there. Oh, I need to go there later. Ouch. Yeah, I know how that feels. Already? Oh no, I ouched him. Oh, to get up there, we've got to... Running out of time. Come on, mate, get a move on. Well, don't run into bad enemies. Oh, I could just did. And there's the other one. Oh, that's going to be a challenge. It's not easy with joysticks, mind. Ah, we're up there. Now what we need to do is go down to that place where we went down to before. Which, oh, get in there. Yes, go for it. And when you get so far, the music will change and you'll be finding the levels get a bit more difficult. And of course it gets a bit more challenging because though you've got plenty of places you can lose energy on. I happen to be no good at it. Bit more? Why not? I'm enjoying it. Oh, finally got there. Oh, so I'm going to click to before. That's where that is. So we know where that is when we click that. I like the way it flickers when you shoot them. Can be quite confusing. Get over that quick. Oops. And obviously, the harder the level is, the more time you've actually got. I can't get up there. Get up there. I got up there and I ran straight off. Oh, jumped the wrong way. Ah, gotcha. Where is it? There it is. Now I can get out this level. And time's up. So there you go. That's the game. And it's a great little platformer. I love it, to be quite honest. It's a 10 out of 10 from Retro, worth a try. If you've not seen that yet, I'm sure you've seen it posted before. 2019 that came out, and great sound, great graphics, great playability, and very addictive. Very fast moving and very smooth. One to give a go. Okay, with that said, let's move on to the next newish game that I've seen. Nowhere near as good as that one, but still pretty good in its own right. Anything that's new can't be going wrong nowadays. Still getting software after all these years. Reset the computer. So this is the next game that we're going to have a look at, and as you can see, there's the loading screen all nice and ready for you. Very well done indeed. From 2019. And effectively, what is this game about? Well, I'll tell you now. It's, oh, that's smart, isn't it? I like the way the layout of the flashing cycle of the colours. You can redefine your keys, which is always a good thing for me. I love games where you can redefine your keys, because I'm a personal person who likes to use the rubber keyboard, which is, oh, that's nice and unusual sound, isn't it? A lot better to play with than joysticks once you get used to them. Okay, so we're not going to do that right now. We're going to start the game. Okay, 6 is it to start. Whoa, I like the little effect of when you hit them. Well, we've got no real AY sound in the game, however. It's a robot on tracks, but when it's going up and down, look, it looks like it's walking, not on tracks. Doesn't it? I do like the effect of the explosion. Ah, +1. What does that mean? I have no idea. I know that means I'm not doing too well, usually. Some strange reason he's got a different colour. Oh. Must be as I'm getting hit. I've collected some crystals. Now, can I go through that barrier? No, that barrier at the moment I cannot enter. Every time I try... problem we've got with this game is you can only fire left and right. You can't fire up or down. So effectively you're limited to the direction you can fire in, which kind of makes it a lot harder than it would have been. Oh. Suddenly had a bit of a speed there, so something gave me a bit of extra Can't go there just yet. Oh, wow. Did you see that? That hit me and knocked me right into another screen. I want to avoid those types of bullets. It reminds me a little bit of Saberwolf, that background does. Oh, and I'm still there. Goodness me, Retro, you can't hit nothing. I'm making me. It's nice, isn't it? I like the edge around there. I don't know what you've got to do though. I will work it out though. See, that's the problem. You could do with being able to fire up and down. Come on! I finally hit something! Hooray! It's not really hard, to be quite honest with you. But I have to say the map is quite big, isn't it? Am I going round in circles now? Whoa, 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 whoa. Some sort of flying saucer. Whatever these. Oh, I love it when I destroy things. So I've got to find a way to get through these barriers. Now there's obviously something you must have to do or collect. Oh, dual kill. Oh, that. He's the one with the bullets that knock you into the next screen, look. Wow, that's amazing. Ah, and I'm dead. Oh, this is hard work. I can't move. What a great little effect of an explosion that is as well, to be fair. Okay, there's parts of the game I like. A lot of the game I like, actually. But there are parts I dislike. Don't quite understand 100% what to do, but it looks like it's... Ah, that door's open now. And whatever this is... Don't know what that is, but obviously there must be something you collect to go in there. Ah, bonus. I like that bonus, thanks. Well, that lasted longer than I thought I normally do, but okay. Good, except the fact you can't fire up and down. Graphically, it's lovely, isn't it? It's a pretty good game. It reminds me a little bit of, I don't know, it's kind of like a cross between Saberwolf and, except without the sword, because Saberwolf really, you didn't have an up and down action, did you? Just left and right. Oh no, it did. Your sword was up and down as well, wasn't it? But yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. My particular rating for that game, I don't think it was as good as the first one I saw, but it wasn't bad either. So I'm going to give that an 8.5 out of 10 by Retro Robbins. With that, let's reset the computer and move on to today's first re-review from Crash 1990. Just loading up the first game that we're going to do on a re-review from this particular Crash magazine is Dr. Doom's Revenge, the Amazing Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, Captain America in this. So yeah, great loading screens, the first thing you notice about it. And the red and the blue of the spectrum really do suit the Marvel characters, don't they? So what did Crash make of this particular game back in 1990? Well, presentation was given 65%, graphics was given 57%, the sound was given 43%, playability was actually given 47%, addictive qualities was given 46%, overall that was given 46%. For the sound to only get 43% for 1990 when we had the AY sound must mean it's pretty dismal. And of course, the game would have cost you £9.99, effectively a tenner, in English money, and £14.99 on disc. So by no stretch of the imagination, it wasn't very cheap. Empire Bedrock Software were the producers of this particular game. So let's move on to the actual game itself with the power of editing. Okay, stop the tape, press any key. It will tell you now to reset the counter and turn over to the opposite side of the tape. So obviously this is the first part, which gives you the options. Should have given you a few more seconds to read through all that. Select your level. I'm a superhero. I'm a beginner. Okay, so now we need to guess right in order to get past this particular code. Yeah, so I managed to get past that little bit of, well, shall we say, copyright issues there. You need to answer certain questions in order for it to carry on loading, and it asks you things like weight, height, eye colour, etc. And good, I think we're there now, aren't we? That was hard. Just getting it to load. So you start off with this particular screen, which looks all very nice, and then of course you have to load the next bit, which will be coming up now. So we're going to fight this robot. Basically, we've got to defeat him. This is the first section of the game, and I find this really tricky to move. I mean, you can throw your Captain America type shield at him, but as you can see, you've got a little power bar which you need to get down. To destroy this robot, though, is quite an achievement. It takes a number of blows, and I'll be quite honest with you, I'm not that good at it, but I'm trying. I found it a long time before I could figure out how to turn around. And of course it's annoying when he keeps walking past you and you're trying to give him a few clouts. But you can see he's slowly winning. If he goes far away, I might get him now. I didn't. Got a couple of kicks in there. With the power of editing, let's move on to me defeating him. Nearly there. Oh, I've got him. Just in the nick of time. That was hard. Right, it takes a long time for you to actually defeat him, and when you do, you move on to the next character, which will be, you have to press play again and start loading for the next level. So what do I think of the game? Well, it's very slow moving, it's very sluggish, and it was given a low rating really, despite the amount of, graphically it looks great, doesn't it, but it doesn't play very well. So that's why you got an overall rating of 46%. And the sound, well, it's virtually non-existent. There's a few sounds of the blows there, but there's no AY music or of any sort to give it any type of atmosphere in the background. And it's probably one that you may like. It's very difficult to control. You've only got the option of cursor keys, which are awkward in themselves with the zero. To get the guy to turn around and to do the blows, it's yeah, it's not a very nice play. It's a shame because it starts off so very, very well. So what am I going to give that? Well, I'm going to agree with Crash on that one. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Perhaps you may feel differently. Remember, this is only a matter of opinion, and it's just my particular opinion. I just wasn't that impressed with it. It was pretty good. Moving on to another dimension. Let's reset the computer. I'll quickly dip to the side there just to get the information I require. Okay, so the game is the 4th dimension. I did say I was going to move to another dimension, didn't I? Presentation 64%, graphics 58%, sound 55%. Not as good as this sound. I bet you're wondering what game that sounds from. Well, it's from Mr. Hair. Non-hair. Okay, where was we sound before I got distracted? Playability 65%, addictive quality is 50%, overall rating was 50%. It was by Hewson, and of course, oh my word, this was an expensive game. Yes, £12.99 cassette, £17.99 for the disc. Who'd have a disc drive? Someone with plenty of money and a little bit more money than I would have had, I'm telling you that now. So, let's have a look at this game. We've got 12 seconds to go before it's actually loaded. Just give it a few minutes while we listen to the sound. It's an interesting mix of bleep and AY sound, but I'm undecided whether I like it or not. Never even heard of this game, let alone seen it before. No, definitely wouldn't have played it before now, so this is a first for me, and this could probably end up tragic, as it normally does with the Retro Robbins Show, of me trying to learn what to do. But we're going to have a brief look at the game to see if we actually agree with the Crash Magazine rating that was given to it back in 1990. And as I said at the start of the show, at the intro, we're going back to 1989. Well, on the screen there is the date it was actually released, was 1989, but it got its Crash review in 1990. So, I think we've heard enough of that. Let's have a look at the game itself. Oh, the good thing is we can define the keys, or we can use keyboard Kenston, and I think we'll go for Kenston, which is already plugged in. Wow, that was fast. Didn't even see what happened there. Right, okay, I'm stuck. And I did press Kenston, didn't I? So now I've figured out what it is I'm going to do. I've had to redefine the keys a little bit because the joystick just didn't seem to want to work. That happens occasionally. Right, you can move around this maze fairly quickly. Quite smooth scrolling. In the old fourth dimension. Certain ones of those you destroy, you get power-ups off. But what you're effectively looking, you look like a little laptop on a platform, don't you? It's this ball here. And if you push it over to that square, it'll move elsewhere. And if you're over that square and you press fire, you can teleportate to the other square on this particular map. Right, what you've got to do to shoot these robots as well, occasionally you get power-ups. Push that onto, or follow the arrows round in a circle. But you've got to get it to the sort of this platform there, so without them destroying it, which they can do if you're not too careful. Got to see if I can push him. That's it. Now I should be able to push it. And as you notice, I've now destroyed that there, and there'll be another ball for me to do another one. Well, there's happens to be one just there, so let's. Certain robots will destroy that. And now I've got to put that in a sort of position. I've got to find my way around there. So I've pushed it a bit too far. That's it. And as you can see, it's stuck, and you need to move that over to there, and that should destroy that bit. And there you go. It's a bit on the, there you go. I've got to power up. Now you can choose whether you want speed or range. I'll go for speed. See if I can just shoot a few more robots, shall we? Range now, that gives you more power. So you've got to effectively get that like platform with a ball on it to each one of these to get them destroyed before you move on to the next level. So, well, the graphics aren't too bad. The colours aren't too bad. The movement's a bit tricky to start with. Good job you can redefine your own keys. That's a definite positive. I'm tired now. Good for speed. That's it. Yeah. Just getting around the game is not too bad at all, to be quite honest. To get to certain sections of the area, you will need to go for them. Teleport. Ah, found you. There you are. Biggest problem you got is finding that. So it looks like a tennis ball, doesn't it? It's actually some sort of bomb, which you put to destroy each one of those platforms. So, Crash gave the fourth dimension, which was an expensive game at $17.99, an overall rating of 50%, which is effectively 5 out of 10. and to be fair, I can say it's slightly better than that. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10 because I quite enjoyed it, but it was a little bit tricky to understand to start with, but when I've got into it, yeah, not too bad. Well, let's move on to today's last re-review before we move on to Commodore versus Spectrum. So the game I'm going to review now is called Wall Street. Titus was the author. This was a £9.99 game, or $14.99 for the disc. That's well expensive, but you know, that's still expensive even for today's need. Presentation 56%, graphics was given 46%, so it's not looking too promising yet, is it? It did have a 128k release, which is what we're going to load now, but the sound only got 35%, the playability got 45%, addictive quality's got 44%, overall rating then was a dismal 43%. So we can't expect too much, but we're going to have a look anyways before we give it the Retro Robbins treatment and give it its re-review. So I've picked the tab file. There's your loading screen. That's not bad, is it, that loading screen? Please stop the tape. Okay, well it's not a tape I'm using, so it will be kind of hard. Ah, okay, so it looks like it's straight into the game. I wonder if that cat's on your side. Oh, look at this, it's a fighting game. It's not too bad actually. I'm getting battered as usual. I like the way the heads go back as you punch them though. For some unknown reason I need to do a run for it, turn around and give a kicking. I've got one down. Just one more to go. Come here, take it like a man. Just learning how to fight again. Oh. Oh, so we're walking along, we're beating people up, and as you can see there is no sound, is there? There's aspects of it though, that's quite good. Oh, the Jaguar, oh you're useful, aren't you? So the Jaguar is your friend and comes to your rescue when you get bored of watching you get beat up. It's funny how they turn you. Oh, they can kick. Why can't I kick? As I'm rapidly using the keys and hitting fire buttons. Oh, I see. I'm going to crouch down and punch a few of them. That's it, we've got rid of them. Right then, let's make a move. Run for it. Presume you've got to keep going until you come across a big boss. I don't know the way that I can get. Oh, I can headbutt as well, look. It's an airbutt. And judging by that, my enemy's powers were a lot more than mine. Well, it's not as responsive as I'd like it to be, but I don't know what to think of it. Parts of this game, yes, I do like, but it's just too slow moving. In fact, so slow moving, I got fed up of playing it. 45% overall rating, sorry, 43% overall rating. Great loading screen, looks like it promises so much more, and Jaguar can beat them all quicker than I can. Graphically not too bad. Playable wise, poor. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a halfway measure. I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. So let's move on to today's feature, which is the battle between the two computer systems, or consoles if you like, of which particular system we choose has got the best game. Same game, but two different versions. Is it going to be the Commodore one that's better, or the Spectrum one that's better this week? And hopefully the Spectrum is going to put the hammer down. Let's do this. Well, it's not Manic Mine. Well, actually it is Manic Mine. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? I haven't done it, so I thought we'll get it out of the way. Manic Miner for the Commodore, or Manic Miner for the Spectrum. Which is the better version? And return to start. And now we're going to learn what the keys are. Okay, I've got the keys and I've got the jump, which is the bottom row. I'm not going to play it forever. This is the Commodore version, which is... oh, nice ding on the old sound there. I'll tell you what we can do, because you probably can't hear that very well. Let's increase the volume a touch. Seems a bit quieter, doesn't it, on the Commodore? Well, I don't know how we're going to judge this, to be honest, because there's... the same game. It's almost identical. I know how we'll judge this. There's one level, actually, where you can do something on the Spectrum, and if you can't do it on the Commodore, I'm going to give it to the Spectrum. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll skip till I get to that particular level. And it's going to be as simple as this. And you're thinking, what is he talking about? Well, I'll tell you what we're talking about. You're going to find out in a minute. So with the power of editing, let's move on a few levels. Just having a quick look at each level as I get to them. But obviously I'm going to edit it so as you don't see me have to play all the way through. You can see this one graphically is much the same. And we're at this level now. I'll be about to clear it, so I might as well keep on recording. And this is what I'm talking about. There's something you can do on the Spectrum that you may or may not be able to do on the Commodore. So if I drop off here now on the Spectrum, if I press right, no, can't do it. You'll see what I mean. How quickly does it come down? Oh, I don't like the way the screen goes black, but anyway, let's have a look at the Spectrum version. Beautiful. And load! Right, if you look at this right now, this is the Spectrum playing its usual theme, and this is the Commodore playing its usual theme. You can play it, you can actually play every level as it flicks through them. We've got a clash of sound here. have a look at the Spectrum playing its intro tune. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the SID sound or do you prefer the original bleeper sound? But I do notice the bleeper sound can be switched on and off on the Spectrum. You don't get a noise of the collection of the keys, do you? Oh. Right folks, I've got to come to a decision that there cannot be a draw, even though that both games are very, very similar, and I could be here all day. So, just get a pause, power of editing, move on. That's pretty similar, isn't it? I know you can jump the and just fall fast, but I like to get down and destroy all the platforms. So, right, looking at this one compared to the Commodore version, the thing I notice is the Commodore keys stay one colour, where these flash different colours. The Commodore has a sound to them. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that then, but hey, you know, I'm that good at this game, I can get away with any type of mistakes that I make. Just quickly moving through it. Right, this is what I'm talking about now. Can you do this on the Commodore? Well, the answer was no. And what is it I was talking about? Well, if I drop off there and press right, I can hold the guy just there. You can't do that on any other game except for the Spectrum version. Because it's a moving platform, his little toe doesn't move him down. Ah well, this is a hard one because they're virtually the same. And I've got to go by what I find is probably the first and best version of the game. Here comes my verdict. Yeah, just by a fraction, but something about the Spectrum version that's unbeatable, really. That was tough though, because they were so identical. They was really good. Commodore version SID sound was nice, don't get me wrong, but I just preferred the Spectrum. Simple as that. This is only a matter of opinion, as always. You don't have to agree. Remember to like, subscribe and share if you enjoyed today's show. So let's move on to a proper... I've been trying to get that one out of the way. It had to be done, didn't it? Manic Miner on the Commodore, Manic Miner on the Spectrum. Which is the best version? Well, in my opinion, it was the Spectrum one. So let's move on to the next game as I reset the computer. Yes, we're going to go for this one. Beyond the Ice Palace. And while this loads up, because we'll have a long way to go with the Commodore version, nice loading screen now, Commodore. But the Spectrum version was really good. So you're in trouble this time round. Shall we have a look at the Spectrum version? Because that'll load up pretty quickly compared to the Commodore. Because I'm loading Commodore via a tape loading system. So it won't be here a while. Okay then, so come on then Spectrum, load up. Yeah, we'll definitely go for the 128K version. Brief look at the loading screen. Not as good as the Commodore one. Oh, I like that though. Here's my joystick. Ah, here it is. Little introductory scroll. And we have a voice sound. Which I just turned up. Press any key to continue. Okay, I'll press that one. And it stops when you press the key, so I should have let that run a little bit more, but nevertheless. Are you using joystick? Well, of course I am. Press fire on your joystick. Okay. Summon spirit. And pause. Well, pause will be P. Start game. See, the Spectrum version is quite good. I love the little explosions as well. Oh dear, Commodore, you're so in trouble. All you Commodore fans, look what we've got to offer. I was never any good at this game. It was good though, it was a good game, but I was never any good at it. We're going to destroy that wall here, this is annoying. It's ages. Can't just jump over it. No. Now I've got to destroy him. Oh, come on. And I've died. Oh, it's them that's throwing the axe, is it? Have a wall to go through. Come on! A bit slow, isn't it? I'm just not firing fast enough. Hey! Oh yeah, them things are almost impossible to destroy, aren't they? I'm not even going to fight you, I'm just going to run. Quick, get out of the way, he's coming after me. Oh. Not another wall! I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the Commodore version, shall we? Right. Yeah, but whatever. Spectrum looks better already, doesn't it? Summon spirit space, okay. Alright, is that too loud? Very down. Oh. Ah, I'm dead already. Oh look, you only have to hit him once with this one. Rapid fire? Oh, rapid death. I'm liking it though. I have to say, I'm liking it. Oh, will you not jump into him? You stupid retro boy. That doesn't take as long to destroy, and you... What got me? How many lives have I got left? Not many lives things. Ah, I can kill that one. Just can't see, can you? Can you look down the screen? Do you know if you push down? Aha! Get away from him. Get up the ladder quick. Oh. Whatever that is, I've just collected it. This game's tough. This game's good though. Oh, new weapon. Oh well, it's not for me to play it, is it? It's for me to judge it, unfortunately. Here comes my verdict. I'm afraid so. Commodore's better, isn't it? In fact, the Spectrum just a bit too slow. The firing of the Commodore, the graphics look better with the two palettes on the colours. They're more than two palettes on the colours. Yeah, it's slightly wider, more larger, better feel. That sit sound just goes through you though. Oh well, because we've got one each, let's have one more. We can't leave it at a draw. One each. Let's move on to one more Commodore versus Spectrum. And we're going to have a look at in today's Commodore versus Spectrum. Is this classic for the Spectrum? Yeah. My US Gold. Bouncy Bob strikes back. We're going to play the Spectrum version first, and of course we'll always have a look at the loading screen on the Commodore version. So let's have a look while the Spectrum version's doing all the nonsense like that. Bloody page for Yazzie. Okay, so the Commodore can do that while it's loading. You can hear the Spectrum in the background, can't you? It's trying to get a word in edgeways. Let's have a look at the Spectrum version again. Bouncy Bob strikes back by US Gold. Start. Okay, I will. I have to remember the keys. Oh, press the wrong key straight away. I think it's QAOP and M. You have to fill those platforms in, don't you? But I'm rubbish at both of these games. I never was any good at it, but we'll give it a go. Click the gun. Get him. Zoom up there. I hate this game, it's so hard. Oh, I like this bit. Oh no. That's right, you have to choose your side, don't you? And you navigate up and down. This is a unique way of choosing your name. Just get on with it. Yeah, end it. And there's your high score. And we'll try again, because I was rubbish then. And you fall too far, you die. I hate this game. Let's have a look at the Commodore version, shall we? So we go over to one is loading up. There are no high scores to reveal, so there's nothing there. I've got the right joystick this time around. Nice bird sequence filling in the letter, and if I remember rightly, it's port 2 on the joystick. So I'll just change the joystick over to the right port. And I'm doing as well as I can on this compared to the Spectrum. dreadful at this game. I'm absolutely dreadful. I'm doing better on the Commodore though, aren't I? I'm almost going to complete it. Don't tell me you're going to start all that again. Oh, I like the little colourful there. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Go back to the side. Where's your space? And then we'll put your name up in letters, as it's the only name I've got, with your score. That's a nice touch, isn't it, with those little birds. Oh, another go. I was quite enjoying the Commodore. I can't play this all day. Here comes my verdict. I think I need to play this more often. Yeah, overall, the Commodore one's slightly easier than the Spectrum. It's obviously slightly larger. There's more colours involved. It sounds pretty good as well. There's no actual sound in the game, but I've played them both now and I'm pretty rubbish at both of them anyways because it wasn't my sort of game, but I've given it the Commodore. So therefore today's winner is Commodore win 2-1 over Spectrum, which wasn't in the script, but I'm sure we've got something up our sleeves. We'll bring the next into play if we have to. But yeah, I hope today you've enjoyed the show, and if you do, please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment by all means, and help support the channel by sharing it on to others. But from me, Wayne Retro Robbins, whenever you decide to watch this video, I hope you enjoy it. Have a nice working week or weekend, and I'll see you again soon. And a small but interesting fact, this is actually the 100th episode of the Retro Robbins Show. Yes, I've done 100 of these. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I might put a little scene of me dancing, enjoying the AY sound. Armchair dancing, of course, because I can get quite silly. In the meantime, everyone, have a nice working week. I've already said that, haven't I? Take care, thank you for watching, and bye for now. Hey, boys, bad for your neck.